I really want to talk to you about some of the frequently asked questions we get about tuition and some of the concerns people have about taking tuition. And I've made a note of some of these things that we get emailed and so on, and you may fall into this category because a lot of people are nervous about taking tuition, and some of the typical things that we get asked are, well, what type of tuition do you offer for my experience level? Will I get worse before I get better? Have you got the right type of lessons for me? You know, will it be complicated? Or I'm nervous, or I just want to change my driver swing, I'm hitting everything else correctly. Are you going to take me apart and rebuild me? How costly is it going to be? Do I need to take loads of lessons? You know, so these are often really genuine concerns that people have. Now the big question is, you know, it depends really where you are in your experience level. But the beauty is, having done thousands and thousands of lessons, we do have the experience to be able to help you and point you in the right direction and really help you play better and enjoy your golf. So rest assured, we will be able to tailor something that will specifically help you play better. Okay, so I've got one question here from a single figure player who we coach, who's also interested in getting their partner started, who's a beginner, and will we be able to help both of them? Well, yeah, of course we can. Obviously, from a beginner's point of view, what they need is slightly different than what the experienced or the elite category 1 golfer needs. So the beginner might need, to guiding through those baby steps and the initial basics and talking a bit about equipment and etiquette, and yeah, we can certainly help in that respect and also put their mind at ease because they're often quite nervous about starting and assuming everybody else is better than them. But the key is everybody starts at the bottom in golf. Doesn't matter whether you're Rory McIlroy or a complete beginner, we've all started in the same place. Now, as far as the elite player is concerned, of course, yes, we can structure a program there. We're very familiar with teaching elite players, category 1 golfers, and right up to Challenge Tour and European Tour players. So there we can create a much more structured program. So depending on where you are in that level or spectrum, I'm confident we'll definitely be able to tailor something for you that's going to help you play better golf. So some students say, oh, of course, I know I'm going to get worse before I get better, or I know I'm not going to improve straight away. Well, I always have a quiet little chuckle to myself because often, and I do tell them, I say, well, what you're doing doesn't work anyway. That's why you're here. So you don't want to just keep pursuing that. So in most cases, most of the time, most people walk out of that door much better than when they came in. Often it can just be a subtle change. They might be just tilting and we put a bit of turn in there, and straight away they're hitting that ball better. So it doesn't always follow that it's going to get worse. I say 2 or 3 subtle changes and often you're on the road to recovery. And I'd say that happens much more often than people getting worse. They generally get better straight away. One question here I had from a student is, how technical are the lessons, or do you use technology? Well, really it can be as technical as you like at the end of the day. Certainly what we have at our disposal is launch monitors. We've got video, we've got means of measuring your golf swing, showing what's happening, so we can produce the data you need. But the skill really is that everybody's different. We all have different learning styles. So for example, what Bubba Watson wants from a lesson might be totally different than, say, Bernard Langer or Nick Faldo. So everybody's brains work in different way and we all have different learning styles. Our job is to find out what learning style you are and tailor that tuition accordingly. So if you are hungry for data and you do want to see your launch angles and your spin rates and so on and so forth, that can be done. If you don't want that and you want a more simple approach, again, that's fine. The reality is, with or without technology and data, this club has always done exactly the same thing to the golf ball as it did 500 years ago and in 500 years' time. So our job is to get your impact more efficient, more consistent, get you striking it better, and that's before we even talk about the short game, your psychological approach, putting and so on. Golf's a massive game, so to become really good at this game you have to be good in all these separate departments. Technology allows us to communicate that. That's what it is. It's a communications tool. But it doesn't ever substitute experience. Experience is that when an experienced instructor can look at your technique and knows exactly where to pinpoint the best things to get you improving. A simple example might be, you could buy a £1 million CT scanner, But if you put a chimpanzee on the end of it, all that technology isn't going to help you. I'd rather have a consultant who's been doing it for 20 or 30 years looking at my scans or my x-rays than I would somebody who qualified yesterday. So experience is a big key in getting things right, in the right measures to help you improve, and use technology correctly and wisely, again, to present the information. But all in all, it's about getting you hitting that ball better. One of the biggest concerns we have, and golf pros all over the world I'm sure, is, well, are you going to change everything? I'm afraid to take tuition because you're going to change loads of things in my swing. Well, unfortunately, you know, if you are going to improve, generally that does require some sort of change. You know, there's that old saying, if you've done what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always got. So if you foolishly or naively think, well, I'll just keep doing things and hopefully it's going to get better, I'm afraid that's probably not going to happen. We really need to see a change in your ball flight and your striking, and generally that might need just a little tweak in your grip or your swing or so on. But with years of experience, it's our job to really explain to you the logic in why we're changing these things and what positive effect it's going to have on your game, and you'll see that improvement in your ball striking straight away, and that's going to give you hopefully confidence to keep pursuing those changes, and you start to see them work on the golf course. A lot of students come to us and they say, I know I need to improve certain aspects of my game, but how long is it going to take and how much is it going to cost? Well, we will really tailor that with you. Obviously, some people have more budget constraints and time constraints than others. At the end of the day, we're happy if you're playing better golf. So we've really got to get you playing better golf in the most quickly and efficient way. And whether that means structuring lessons once a month or once a week or every 6 months is really personal to that person. But those are the things we would discuss at the outset of your tuition and really tailor that to suit you. So if you only wanted a quick fix, that's fine, we can do that. If you wanted more structured, we can do that. We want to get you improving and understanding what you're doing as quickly as possible and get you back to hitting good shots, scoring well and enjoying your golf as quickly as you can. So you've been asked to change things in your golf swing and you've seen the evidence. You maybe have seen the video evidence, or we've shown you some data and so on to prove to you what's happening with your swing, but how long is it going to take? Well, that's personal because people develop at different rates, and some people are slow developers both on the tour and in just normal club life, and other people get it quickly and then plateau out. But one thing's for sure, let's say for example you were going to learn to play the guitar. If you didn't pick it up for 4 weeks and then decided you wanted to play Stairway to Heaven, that's probably not going to happen. So whether it's playing a piano, playing the guitar, doing lots of other fine motor skills, golf included, it will require some practice from you. And when I say practice, that can be swinging in the garden, it could be practicing down the range, it could be going to the golf course. So there's a bit of commitment. You know, we want to help you have the right tools to practice effectively, but also part of the deal for you is that you've got to practice and try and elicit these changes and then cement them into your technique so you can start to see that improvement on the course. Okay, so there's loads of great free information available on the internet about golf and golf help on YouTube and so on. So the question I often get asked, well, why should we pay you for that information? Well, the reality is it's got to be specific for you. Just like going to the doctors, you may well have Googled what you think's wrong with you, but you really need to get the right cure, the right remedy for your ills. And that's the same in golf. You could Google stop slicing or stop shanking and get a million different solutions. But it's our job with one-to-one tuition to prove to you and show you exactly where you're going wrong. When you can identify the cause or the origin of your faults, then you can quickly start putting that right and getting it better. So although those videos are really helpful and they increase your knowledge, they have to be specific for your needs. And it's important to us. We don't have you practicing the wrong things, spending a lot of time going in the wrong direction, and you can actually start working on your game specifically for you and efficiently and see some improvement straight away. I hope you found that video useful and helpful. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Also, give us a like on Facebook. If you'd like to get in touch with me or book a lesson, you can visit me at solidgolf.co.uk, and I look forward to helping you playing more solid golf.